Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Plus Ones, a series where we take a single card, break down what it does, and explore what it can do. Today, we go over the weirdest support tied to Jaden in Magical Hero. It covers an eclectic mix of monsters in a strange combination of emergency teleport and emerging emergency rescue, wrapped up in an homage to the series it's referencing, the quick play spell, Generation Next. You can activate this spell whenever your life points are lower than your opponent's, at which point you can either add to hand or special summon any elemental hero, Kuriboh, or neo-spacian monster from your deck or graveyard, as long as their attack is less than or equal to the life point difference between you and your opponent. The catch is that you can't activate cards or effects of cards with the same name as the added monster for the rest of the turn. So right off the bat, this card is like reference central. Generation Next is the unabbreviated form of GX from the second Yu-Gi-Oh series, though it uses the X and not the N, but whatever, it's cool. The card art is a direct reference to the first opening of GX, with Burstinatrix, Clayman, and Avian triumphantly rising up from the bottom of the frame up into the sun. Its choice of monsters is also specifically tailored to Jaden's lineup, right down to the fact that it only supports elemental heroes and not any other kind, though Jaden only really used winged Kuribohs, so the fact that it's generic Kuriboh support is a bit odd, but not outlandish. Even its activation conditions and restrictions can be seen as a flavorful mechanic. You have to be behind in life points to use it, so it's got the protagonist underdog feeling. And while it shuts off the effects of the card you select, it doesn't have any downside for normal heroes, which were Jaden's usual go-to monsters. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, how do we actually use this card? None of the three themes it supports are known for paying life points to do anything. You could bank on your opponent attacking you, but I doubt they'll just stop whenever it's convenient for you. But, while it is limited, there is a card that can be used to open up access to every single possible card that you can search. A Hero Lives. Yes, the ultimate pay half of your life points to bait Ash Blossom card. A Hero Lives is an effective play starter whose usefulness is hamstrung by the fact that you're only allowed to play one of them. But with the ability to make the life point difference 4,000, let's take a look at the kinds of moves we can pull off with it. Right off the bat, Generation Next is a way to put free material on the board. You can use the summoned monster as material for just about anything, but it's most useful as a way to find specific fusion material. In the case of the Neos and old school elemental hero fusions, there aren't a lot of generic materials listed on cards, so it's just as useful at getting the cards together to summon Nebula Neos as it is for summoning Cross Crusader. Now that the generic scenario is out of the way, let's focus on the specific themes, starting with the Kuribohs. These will be the easiest to grab since there isn't a single one over 300 attack, and a lot of them have hand trap effects that aren't really useful during your turn, so it's not out of the question to add something like Sphere or Rainbow Kuriboh so that you can halt your opponent later on. It can even be used to recycle Link Kuriboh. The effect is only shut off for the turn that you activate Generation Next, so it can block an attack just as easily as it ever could the following turn. The major drawback is that these are just really lackluster moves. Power plays like harnessing the might of winged Kuriboh level 10 is handled much better by Flute of Summoning Kuriboh, a card that's also a quick play spell and doesn't have the life point requirement. And since it doesn't do anything to mitigate the massive drawbacks of activating Transcendent Wings, you're pretty much relegated to seeing how broken you can make a pure Kuriboh deck now that you have a searcher for the theme. Next we have neo-spacians. These will also be pretty easy to summon, as the biggest one, Dark Panther, only has 1,000 attack. The issue here is that you'll be locked out of the useful effects of Aqua Dolphin or Grand Mole, and you really have no need to keep these little critters in your hand. It certainly hurts your ability to be proactive, but you can always summon them at the end of your opponent's turn to gain full access to their abilities in a few phases. Neo-Space Connector is all around better at assembling your team together for Neos fusions, but Generation Next can make for a great extender into your 3-material Neos fusions. Their effects are super powerful, but the deck lacks good ways to summon multiple, specific materials for them, so having more ways to do that is a definite plus. Lastly, we have our biggest pile, Elemental Heroes. We do have a lot of cards that we can overlook. I don't think anyone's going to miss Elemental Heroes Nopsy and Poison Rose, but there are a few interesting choices. Elemental Hero Neos is a good pick if you're looking to build off the Neos plays from the previous section. Elemental Heroes Blazeman, Stratos, and Shadow Mist can't trigger their effects off of being summoned by Generation Next, but you can do so with follow-up plays later on, with Solid Soldier or Liquid Man. Heck, you can even search either of those during your opponent's turn to facilitate future plays. There's also the hero hand trap, Honest Neos, in case you need any attack boosts in later turns. Or heck, just summon the Winged Warrior for an extra 2500 damage on board. There's nothing about Generation Next that says that you can't attack with the monster that you summon. And that about covers all the things you can do with Generation Next. I think it's safe to say that you won't be playing this in any competitive strategy, but for anyone looking to enhance their Neos decks, or are looking to craft a Jaden character deck, this card is a worthy addition. Do you know of any spicy combos you can pull off with this card that I overlooked? Let me know in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more coverage of the Magical Hero set. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.